Welcome to another edition of Fantasy News, where I, your host, maybe not wearing pants right now,
mild shock,
I tell you about the latest fantasy news with the genre and stuff, because I'm running out of ideas. Real quickly, I'm just going to run over the new shows that are now also in production because the fantasy genre is about to be, it's oversaturated. We have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which, debatable if it's fantasy, but that's also coming as a remake. His Dark Materials, as we already know, is being made, but now James McAvoy's aboard, so we know it's going to be good. Watership Down is in the make, with John Boyega attached. And The Outsiders, a series ordered by HBO for Stephen King's book, The Outsiders. I reviewed it, go check it out. It's a great review. It might be the best video that's ever been put on YouTube.
coquettish.
Also, there's another season of American Gods coming, because American Gods is really cool. There were a few other things posted, but I just want to quickly say that almost everything posted was by one guy or girl, I don't actually know, but thank you, in my Discord server with the username Traria. I just want to say that you're killing it. You're half the reason Fantasy News gets posted so much, and I appreciate you on a deep personal level. Moving into the news, you must be a big fan of the show, so I'm going to keep doing it for you, and I'm going to keep doing it well. We're going to talk about the first and biggest story here, and that is that Netflix, or more bigly and more importantly Marvel, or more bigly and more importantly Disney, has canceled Daredevil, their biggest Netflix show, which comes as a surprise to a lot of people. First, they canceled Iron Fist. First, they canceled Iron Fist. Then, they canceled Luke Cage, and we all said nothing. And then, they came for our Daredevil. Now, I'm honestly not super surprised by this, and obviously there's two futures ahead of the show. One, it stays canceled. Two, it's brought about on Disney's new streaming service. I think two is more likely than not. I'm just going to put that out there. I do think they are canceling these shows from Netflix to bring them onto their own platform. That being said, the viewership for Daredevil did plummet this season, so it isn't entirely unbelievable that they just canceled it. Personally, I would be okay with Daredevil being canceled for good.
Disgust with self.
I liked Season 3 a lot. I thought it was as good as Season 1 and better than Season 2. So I'm okay with it ending on a high note. I liked the villain, I liked the way the characters had developed to this point, and it ends in a way where there's enough closure for me to be alright with it. That's just my opinion. And I'm just gonna be giving my opinions, apparently, because you guys like it when I do that, and I like giving my opinions. But I do believe there is a good chance we will see some, if not all, of the Netflix shows of the Marvel Universe return on the Disney streaming platform, because they want your money. Oh, and sorry, there is another fantasy show in the work, a live-action adaptation of Cowboy Beep Boop Beep Bop. I don't know, I've never watched it, but that's also coming. Cool! Alright. Cool! A lot of you guys in the Discord server were very excited to see an Artemis Fowl live-action trailer. I don't know what Artemis Fowl is, but I'm excited for you. The final piece of news we have today comes in the form of that thing focusing on Obama's face and not mine. There we go. The final bit of news we have today is coming from the Lord of the Rings adaptation we've discussed previously in the works over at Amazon. Apparently, Jeff Bezos, the owner and founder of Amazon, has maybe, possibly, secretly been hiring Peter Jackson to be involved with the filming process. I'm gonna stop talking like that now.
Anger itself.
Honestly, when I heard this, I was not super surprised, though I couldn't verify it beyond a couple of sources just talking about it and saying they heard about it from places. But it looks like that Peter Jackson may be involved as some kind of consultant for the new Amazon show that is reportedly going to focus on a young Aragorn. This is new material to the J.R.R. Tolkien universe, very interesting. And apparently it might be in the same universe or the same adaptation as the previous Lord of the Rings movies, still considered in the same canon. I have mixed feelings about this. Obviously, the original Lord of the Rings trilogy is one of the greatest fantasy adaptations of all time. Unfortunately, the Hobbit trilogy is its slower cousin that got hit by a car at a young age and never fully recovered. I thought the Hobbit trilogy was bad. I thought maybe it peaked in one of the movies at good and the other two were bad to really bad. Aside from a few neat scenes, the Hobbit trilogy did not have the depth or charm the original trilogy did. So if Peter Jackson learned his lesson from the mediocre mixed reaction that the Hobbit trilogy received, and the new Lord of the Rings show pulls more from the original trilogy, I'd be all for that. And if his consulting is more in that vice, great. Go for practical effects, go for character-driven drama, and developing the characters even more than Tolkien did himself. That is the way to get us on board. Following a young Aragorn is an interesting idea, and a decent way to take a new Lord of the Rings show. I have no problem with that at face value. Though, I am a little nervous with adding anything to the Tolkien universe. It is a very stringent, well-defined universe, and anytime you bring in new material, you risk accidentally making a lot of hardcore fans extraordinarily angry. Personally, I wish them the best, and Amazon's throwing all of the money at it, so at least it'll look good. Even if it's a giant flaming disaster, it'll be a beautiful giant flaming disaster. That's pretty much all of the fantasy news I have here today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's just jump into it. Other references to other YouTubers. Come back whenever the next fantasy news will be, because enough people send me more fantasy-related stories in the fantasy channel in the Discord server. I'm too lazy to research them myself, so I rely on you guys entirely. That's scarily accurate. Have a good one, y'all. Peace!